Hi, how's everybody doing today? Clint, the audio guy with Xtend Technologies here. I guess today I'm the video guy because I want to talk about big TVs. I am old enough to remember that 19-inch TVs were the standard years ago, but now we pretty much just buy the size TV that fits our wall. You know, TV prices have come down a lot. Video is the only thing in this industry that drops. But the top end just keeps getting pushed even better. So this is the top end. This is a Sony Master Series. This is the new 83-inch A90J. The blacks on an OLED are just unlimited black. That's the one benefit of the one big benefit of the OLED. Because they're not backlit. So each pixel is its own light source, so it can just not turn a pixel on and get an absolute black. So white text on a black screen is absolutely stunning on an OLED. This also has the new Sony's newest cognitive AI processor, which, as I understand it, means that it compares it doesn't just calculate brightness correctly and then contrast correctly and color correctly independently like a regular processor would do. It compares all those aspects together at the same time and figures out the best way to produce the picture. So that is their new flagship technology. That's the XR series. They dropped the B off this year, so it's not XBR anymore, just XR. And they're saving that for the TV models that have the cognitive AI processor. Anyway, that TV currently is about $8,000, but prices on TVs do fluctuate. So as I always say, the price is what it is the day that you buy it, because there's always back-end rebates coming and going that you don't see. Anyway, if you want the best, that's as good as it can get. If you are on more of a budget, like myself, you can do an 85-inch LED. So you can get there's an 85 here, so you can get the size and you can get the brightness, you know, without quite as good of contrast. The new A91J is what I got for my theater, my personal theater at home. It's nice and bright. It does not have the new processor, but it's got an X1 processor. Still going to work really good. Currently at about $27.99. So you can get an 85-inch for under $3,000 and still have that's full dynamic backlight. So there's LEDs all behind the screen, so it can do localized dimming. It's never going to have the absolute blacks that the OLED will have, but you'll get a big, nice picture for the money. Now, if that's not big enough for you, and or if you want to do a dedicated theater, I'll just come down the hall here. So we got a dedicated theater room. Normally theaters have been dominated by projectors because we want the big screen experience, right? If you're going to have a couple rows, the back row is going to be a bit further from the screen. We want a big screen experience. So here's a new way to do it. Sony came out with their 100-inch. This is the XR series, so it does get the new cognitive AI processor. It is super bright. One benefit over a projector here is the brightness. You can have the lights fully on in the room and still watch the screen. So that's a big benefit. So you don't have to have this in a dedicated theater. You can just have it in a big great room, and you can have parties and people over, and you're going to be able to see your screen perfectly well. It is not an OLED, but they don't make them in 100-inch yet, as far as I can tell. This TV is built to a whole new standard as well for LEDs, because the frame's a lot more robust. It's a big aluminum frame. There's also cast aluminum handles on each side. There's two handles. Now the color balance in the camera here is way off, just because it's trying to figure out the white balance in the room, but in person it looks incredible. But great way to get the biggest picture possible. You don't have any lamps to replace. It's brighter, and there's no optical distortions from a lens, from a projection lens. So because it's building the picture directly on the screen, so it can be absolutely sharp. So anyway, those are some new options for you. If I didn't mention, this one now is about 20 grand. So not a cheap option, but it is as inexpensive as a TV this size has ever been, let's say. So they used to be in the $70,000 to $120,000 range. Now you can get one for just $20,000. But if you want the biggest, brightest thing out, that is it. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hope that gives you some ideas. We do have them all on display here at Xtend, as well as several projection screens and a bunch more TVs in the other rooms to compare. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.